With each day that passes by, we are getting closer to the very end of filming for Star Wars Episode 9 by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, we do know that this movie is going to introduce a total of 8 new characters into this story, and that's honestly creating quite a stir right now, and a concern on whether or not these new characters are going to steal screen time away from some of the main characters like Kylo Ren, Rey, Luke, Leia, and Lando, etc. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with Keri Russell and Adam Driver for a specific sequence. Specifically, Keri Russell is set to shoot a sequence in which she will be acting in a scene with Adam Driver on set that will involve heavy pyrotechnics. It's said that her character, codenamed Mara, will have a scene in which she attempts to fight Kylo Ren by surprise, with Adam Driver acting the part of having the upper hand. Another sequence to be filmed will involve both Adam and Keri in a standoff exchanging dialogue that is described as an argument of sorts. The last will involve Keri running away from Adam and hopping into a starfighter set piece in front of a large green screen. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this that are really getting me very excited about this movie when it comes to, of course, all the twists and turns and expectations going into this movie and things that will be unexpected in the plot. Now, as far as this Mara character goes, we actually learned about one of her names last week being Kreia, which I believe is going to be an alias and not her actual real name per se. I think it's going to be something around the lines of Kreia Ren, kind of like Kylo Ren and how the other character's name is Kato. It could very well be that she's a lead Knight of Ren and tries to turn against Kylo Ren. That's a huge possibility. Now, the next thing that I do want to go over that does pique my interest between these two characters, both Mara and Kylo, is the fact that Keri and Adam will engage in a scene in which they are actually going to be instructed to exchange dialogue in a very, I guess you could say, negative way. It's going to be a big argument between the two characters that leads to a sequence in which her character will be running away from Kylo Ren and hopping into a starfighter set piece. So the starfighter set piece, I believe, the one that's placed in front of a green screen, is going to be replaced by CGI eventually that will take off and escape from Kylo Ren. Now, this could be the moment in which Keri's character actually begins to side with the Resistance for all we know. See, the thing is, we don't really know too much about her character. She's very mysterious. J.J. Abrams chose Keri Russell for a specific reason in this movie, because she's actually affiliated with numerous twists and turns in Episode 9. So with that being said, there's a lot to be told in this movie when it comes to Keri's character. I don't know if you guys have ever seen her in The Americans or Mission Impossible 3. She's a solid actress, and I think that J.J. made the right choice to include her in this movie. Now, the next thing that I do want to go over, though, is how she actually attacks Kylo Ren by surprise, where Kylo Ren eventually attacks back and has the upper hand. Now, we're not quite sure how she attacks Kylo Ren. Is this through the use of a lightsaber, or is it through the use of a blaster or a primitive weapon like a spear or something around those lines? That we're not entirely sure about. But nonetheless, we can see the conflict between both characters of Kylo Ren and Mara/Kreia. And that's the thing that's really interesting to me, at least, about this movie, is that not only is it going to be a very big movie with the most characters out of every single Star Wars film to date, but this character specifically is actually described as the top new character in Episode 9. So like I say, we got 8 new characters in this movie. Keri's character is going to be the top new character in Episode 9 that fans are going to look forward to, because she does indeed have connections to Luke Skywalker and other characters inserted into the film. So the next thing that I do want to go over, though, is, of course, who is she? A lot of people are trying to figure out who this character really is, especially from this sequence in which she attempts to attack Kylo Ren, right, where Keri is instructed to attack Adam Driver, in a sequence acting as Kylo, where Kylo eventually gets the upper hand against Keri Russell's character. So who is she? Is she more around the lines of an anti-hero? Is she a hero? Is she a villain? Is she an undercover Knight of Ren for all we know? There's a lot going on with this movie, and I cannot wait to see exactly what J.J. Abrams has in store for the whole entire Star Wars universe. And I think that what he's really trying to do is he's trying to deliver these amazing twists and turns and surprises to the point where we won't even be expecting them, and to the point where we're actually going to be quite surprised in comparison to how we were with The Last Jedi. See, in my opinion, with The Last Jedi, the surprises weren't all that surprising. The two main ones were Snoke's death and, of course, Luke Skywalker not really being on Crate. And I would have actually preferred to have something a bit more exciting, if you will. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.